and today I'm going to be going over why you don't need to be exactly tracking your macros to the T. What is up guys, Austin here, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be going over why you don't need to be exactly tracking your macros to the T. And a lot of the times when I see on Google, on YouTube, just these various calorie calculators online, I see that people recommend that you follow these exact macro percentages. I feel that is just way too meticulous to be thinking about all that when your general goal is just to lose weight or build muscle or what have you. I think generally it's not necessary for the general population unless you have a really specific goal to compete at an elite level. Other than that, I don't think you should focus too much on your macro percentages and just eat whatever you feel like and however you feel that your body needs to function, to perform well, to have good energy levels. And if you think about it in a logical sense, if you were to only eat carbs, only eat protein, or only eat fats for one day, this is just hypothetical, by all means do not do this, but if you were to eat only one macronutrient for one day, your body will somehow find a way to use that as energy to fuel your body and to keep you alive. Your body is an amazing machine that has evolved over thousands of years, and it will find a way to use whatever macronutrient is available as energy. It doesn't matter which one it is. As long as it has calories, it is able to be used for calories. Your body will find a way to use that as energy. However, whatever your fitness goals are, I do recommend that you focus on two things, on tracking these two things. It's how many calories are you eating on a daily basis, and how much protein are you eating on a daily basis, because no matter what your goal is, whether it's to build muscle, lose fat, or just any general fitness goal, you have to have enough protein to rebuild your muscles and to maintain your bodily functions. Your body is made up of protein, so obviously you need some source of protein in your diet just to help your body function, help it rebuild, help it maintain. And of course, calories is the one thing that dictates everything about energy in your body. All the energy in your body is derived from calories. Calories is the basic unit of energy in your body. So that's why I just recommend focusing on these two things. And then carbs and fats, just eat whatever you feel gives you the most amount of energy, whatever gives you the most amount of pleasure from eating your foods. If you do like more palatable foods with more fats on them, then by all means you can eat more fats, just lower your carbs, and vice versa. If you enjoy more carbs in your diet, then by all means eat more carbs and less fats. Another thing that I wanted to hit on today is tracking individual macros will make you more food focused. I find that when I used to track individual macros, I was just way more focused on food. I would focus way too much on what I was eating, trying to fit those macros rather than just fitting calories in general and enjoying whatever food I was eating. I had to pick this specific food. I had to eat these specific foods to get these macros, and it was just unrealistic. You sort of restrict yourself in a way. If you track macros, you kind of have to eliminate certain foods because you feel like it doesn't fit your macros. And the one thing I do want to stress in a diet is following a non-restrictive diet. Any type of diet that tells you to stay away from a food group or a certain type of food, you should get the hell away from that. Stay as far away from that diet as possible, because the single best diet in the world is the one that you can follow. If you can follow a diet for the rest of your life, then that is the best diet for you because it's the most sustainable one. If you can follow for the rest of your life, then you will definitely be able to reach your goals following this one diet that works for you. Anyways, I find that tracking individual macros tends to lead to food restrictions and staying away from certain food groups, and it's just not as flexible as if you were to just hit protein and then let carbs and fats fall wherever they fall. And let's say at the end of the day, you have enough calories for dessert and you really want ice cream tonight, but your macros say that you don't have enough fat to fit in that ice cream. And let's say it's just some other food that does fit your macros, but it's not ice cream, but you really want ice cream. It fits in the calories, but it doesn't fit the macros. And it is 100 times better in this case to have that ice cream and be satisfied, satisfy your cravings, rather than pushing off that ice cream, saying you can't have it, and then later on you crave ice cream way too much and you end up eating a whole gallon of it because you restricted yourself and now you're just binging. So rather than doing that, saying that you can have the ice cream, have it, and you're satisfied, you move on. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because calories are calories, and you ended up meeting your calorie goal anyway. So there's no point in stressing yourself out, trying to fit the exact macros. And even if it was off by a little bit, it doesn't really affect anything. At the end of the day, it's all about the amount of calories you're eating. If you burn 2,000 calories a day, your body will find a way to use 2,000 calories if it needs it. So don't worry too much about it. And then that leads me to my next point, is that tracking macros exactly leads to weird food combinations. So I'm sure you've seen this in a lot of full day of eating videos across YouTube, is that at the end of the day, when certain people, they have like an exact macro left, they say they have like 20 carbs, 5 fat, and 3 protein, and they feel the need that they have to hit that exactly, and then they eat like 1 scoop of Greek yogurt and like half a rice cake and a tablespoon of oil, and it's just like, that's weird. No one eats those exact foods in that exact combination, so don't stress too much about it. And if you feel the need to eat those exact food combinations to meet your daily requirements, you're definitely overthinking it, because seriously, at the end of the day, if you are off by 5 carb and 2 fat, your body is not gonna just go crazy and just like not know what to do and lose all your muscle and just gain a ton of fat. It is not gonna do that. At the end of the day, if you meet your calories, you meet your calories, and that's all that matters. And now the last thing I wanted to address is that these are for the people who actually might see an improvement if they do track macros, and this is probably for either 1% or less than the 1% of you watching this. It's that tracking is essential for athletes performing at a very high or an elite level. So this becomes especially important for athletes because carbs are a quick source of energy in your body. So carbs are the main foundation for muscle glycogen, which is the stored form of carbohydrates in your muscles that needs quick energy and just for explosive movements and just short to medium range competitions or races. And then also eating the right amount of fats is definitely for endurance events. When you're doing longer duration events, fats is an important source of energy because it provides that low intensity, but it can power your competition or race for a very long period of time. And then there are also other concepts to think about for athletes, such as carb loading, where you have to increase the amount of carbs that you're eating to fuel an upcoming event where you need a ton of carbs, or an event where you need a ton of muscle glycogen. But yeah, unless you're an athlete trying to prepare for an upcoming event where you definitely need to track your carbs and fats, proteins across all populations is very important to maintain and build muscle. But carbs and fats, don't stress about that too much unless you're an athlete. If you are just a general person just trying to reach your fitness goals, then I recommend just eating enough protein. That's about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And then calories, whatever your goal is. If you're trying to lose weight, then eating at a calorie deficit. If you're trying to maintain, eating the same amount. And if you are bulking, then eat at a calorie surplus. And at the end of the day, the best diet for you is the one that you can stick to. And this is the one that I recommend for most people because it's the least restrictive. All you need to do is focus on protein and calories, and then you can pretty much eat whatever you want that fits into your calorie needs, and you don't have to worry too much about a specific macro. And the less you think about food, the more you're likely to be able to follow it. And the more likely that you're able to follow it, the more likely you'll be able to reach your goals and be consistent, and that's all that matters. Anyways, that about wraps it up. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and learned something that you can use in your everyday life. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.